Shakey's. Their best just got better.
Chicken dinner for just $1.99 at Red Barn.
You'll love Henry's delicious fish sandwich.
Picture this. You're cruising down a neon-lit street in the 1980s or 90s. The smell of sizzling burgers, crispy fries, and fresh-baked pies drifts through the air. A giant grinning mascot waves at you from a signpost, promising an unforgettable meal inside. And poof, just like that, it's all gone. These legendary restaurants, once packed with hungry customers and bursting with personality, have vanished from our surroundings. Ask any Gen Zer about them today, and you'll probably get a confused look.
I go for Geno's because I go for good food, and Howard can go for whatever he wants.
What'd you say you're going for?
Geno's.
So join us as we take a mouth-watering trip down memory lane, as we count down 25 forgotten restaurants Gen Z has never seen. Imagine you're cruising down the road in the 1960s, stomach growling when you spot a giant Red Barn. But wait, it's not a farm, it's a restaurant. That was the magic of Red Barn.
The next 2 weeks, any day, you can have our big T-bone steak dinner at this great low price. That's complete with baked potato and Texas toast.
These quirky barn-shaped eateries popped up all over the U.S., serving up juicy burgers, crispy fried chicken, and crinkle-cut fries that people couldn't get enough of.
This is the first Big Burger that really tastes great.
Even the bun tastes better.
That's Red Barn's special bun.
Their signature Big Barney Burger and the Double Patty Barn Buster were must-haves. And let's not forget their fun, farm-themed atmosphere that made eating there feel special.
Two-piece chicken snack for only $1.59, or a three-piece chicken dinner for just $1.99 at Red Barn.
We have fresh ideas at Red Barn.
It wasn't just about the food, it was an experience. Sadly, by the late 1980s, Red Barn restaurants faded away, closing their doors for good. But for those lucky enough to have eaten there, the memories of big burgers and cozy country-style charm still live on. Back in the day, before Chuck E. Cheese took over the world of kid-friendly pizza joints, there was Showbiz Pizza Place. And let me tell you, it was a whole experience.
Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid.
It wasn't just about grabbing a slice. It was a magical wonderland of arcade games, flashing lights, and the legendary Rock-afire Explosion, an animatronic animal band that put on shows while kids chowed down on cheesy goodness.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Really?
Parents loved it because it kept the little ones entertained for hours. And kids? Well, they thought it was the coolest place on earth.
What's that?
That's a burrito supreme. Sour cream, fresh lettuce and tomatoes.
Ooh, I'll have one of those instead.
Burrito supreme.
What's that?
Oh, that's a tostada.
I have one of those too.
But by the early 90s, Showbiz merged with Chuck E. Cheese, and just like that, the name disappeared.
So look for the new sign, Chuck E. Cheese's, where a kid can be a kid.
The memories, though, those are still alive and kicking for anyone lucky enough to have been part of the fun. Back in the late 80s, Kookaroo shook up the fast food game with something totally different. Juicy, marinated, skinless chicken paired with healthier sides. At a time when greasy burgers and fries ruled the world, this place gave people a lighter, guilt-free option that still packed a ton of flavor.
I own 20 Kookaroos.
21, sir.
I own 21 Kookaroos.
It all started in Los Angeles, but the buzz spread fast, and soon Kookaroo was popping up in several states.
Anyway, listen, I got a house full of leftover Kookaroo, so I was thinking maybe you and me could go grab some lunch and squeeze in a little jam session. Leftover Kookaroo.
People loved it, but somewhere along the way, things didn't work out. By 2014, every single location had shut down, leaving fans wondering what went wrong.
But Kookaroo disappeared in 2014, leaving many people in Los Angeles and beyond sad. But it turns out, Kookaroo's making a comeback and people in LA are excited.
But here's the twist. Rumors are swirling that Kookaroo might be gearing up for a comeback. Could this forgotten favorite make a grand return? Fingers crossed, because we'd love to see it back on the menu. White Tower Hamburgers was a popular fast food chain that started in 1926 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
How important has White Tower been to Richmond?
I think it has been and should still be a landmark.
Its striking white, fortress-like buildings and simple menu made it a well-known rival to White Castle. At its peak in the 50s, there were 230 locations in cities like Chicago, Detroit, and New York, and even as far as Sarasota, Florida.
Fresh chicken makes the best chicken.
And that we use 11 herbs and spices.
Oh, but that's the Colonel's secret. And special pressure cooking.
So it's always tender and juicy.
As people moved to the suburbs, many locations closed, and by 1979, only 80 stores remained. Today, the company has left the restaurant business behind and now focuses on real estate. The trademark eventually expired in 2005. Doggy Diner was a beloved fast food spot that captured the hearts of locals in San Francisco and Oakland. Founded in 1948 by Al Ross, this small chain served tasty hot dogs and hamburgers many remember fondly. Its popularity grew quickly, and soon 30 locations dotted the Bay Area.
That's right. And now, you see what a delicious and perfect pizza.
The diner's simple, friendly vibe made it a community favorite until stiff competition from giants like McDonald's and Burger King led to its closing in 1986. Ready for another trip down memory lane with a twist?
Druthers is the place where you belong.
From early morning
Till late at night.
we work hard to make things right.
Let's explore the next establishment that once lit the scene. Henry's Hamburgers was once a favorite American fast food joint that sizzled its way into the hearts of many. In the 1950s through the 70s, it spread its delicious burgers across the nation, even outnumbering some current giants.
This is a great early lunch. A cheeseburger for breakfast is always a good idea, especially when you're here in Benton Harbor, Michigan. But this has really been a staple since 1959.
With slogans like, "Aren't you hungry for a Henry's?" and tempting deals like 10 burgers for $1, it quickly became a go-to spot. Its roots in Chicago led to rapid growth, making it a fun part of America's dining history.
You'll love Henry's delicious fish sandwich. Flaky white, seaside fresh, fried golden brown served on a toasted bun with Henry's zesty tartar sauce.
Although only one Michigan location remains, the memories live on in stories and tasty bites.
Classic 50s is a staple here in Norman, and one quick look at their menu will show you why.
Now, hold on as we dive into another drive-in that brought its own flair to the scene. Amici's Drive-In brought a special flavor to Baltimore's fast food scene. Founded by Alan Amici, it became known for its unique take on burgers and sandwiches that locals dubbed powerhouse and cheerleader specials. The drive-in charm shone through its car hop service and the friendly order boxes at the curb. With catchy slogans like "Meet you at Amici's," it quickly turned into a favorite hangout spot for teens and families alike.
The decades-old diner makes a quick trip to Traverse City seem like you're traveling back in time, and the classic dishes will have you going back for more.
Though the chain eventually closed its doors, its playful spirit and secret sauce live on in neighborhood memories. And with that, we wrap up this trip with nostalgic fast food adventures. Childs Restaurants began its legacy in 1889 in New York City, when the idea of a chain restaurant was just emerging. The establishment quickly became known for its exceptional cleanliness, efficient service, and affordable prices at a time when such standards were rare. Brothers Samuel and William Childs dared to expand their venture, and soon multiple locations opened, even reaching into Canada. Diners appreciated a reliable meal and a welcoming atmosphere in an era of growing urban life.
Crunchy, juicy chicken dipped in buttermilk and hand-breaded, served with garlic toast, fries, slaw, and an ice-cold drink. Delicious, down to the very last crumb.
However, the chain faced challenges when one brother passed away and the menu shifted toward vegetarian fare. Ultimately, rising fast food giants overshadowed Childs, leading to its decline. VIP's Restaurants opened its doors in 1968 in the western U.S., quickly establishing itself as a beloved spot for travelers and locals alike.
Get children's rodeo, birthday parties, and games for the kids. The menu has selections for everyone. Pizza, chicken, crab legs.
Based in Salem, Oregon, this diner-style chain is spread over 50 locations across several states. Positioned conveniently near freeways and open around the clock, VIP's offered hearty meals in a friendly, familiar atmosphere reminiscent of classic coffee shops. Over time, shifts in ownership and strategic changes led to the gradual reduction of locations, and by the late 80s, the once thriving chain had been sold off and transformed into a different business focus. Though its legacy has faded, the story of VIPs invites us to uncover another intriguing tale just around the corner. Keep your curiosity burning bright always. Brown Derby was a legendary restaurant chain that brought a taste of Hollywood glamour to Los Angeles.
Who wants to eat in a hat? A derby hat, a brown derby hat.
Opened in 1926 by Wilson Mizner, its most famous location, shaped like a derby hat, quickly became a symbol of the golden age of cinema. Diners flocked to experience its unique design, chic atmosphere, and memorable cuisine that captured the spirit of an era. Over the years, the original Brown Derby sites were either repurposed or closed as times changed. Yet, the echoes of old Hollywood still whisper through its storied past. As we reminisce about this iconic eatery, another fascinating chapter in dining history awaits us with secrets of its own. Beefsteak Charlie's was a renowned chain founded in 1914 by Charles W. Chesser in Manhattan.
I'm Beefsteak Charlie, and wait till you get your hands on my ribs. My barbecued baby back ribs blazing with old-fashioned flavor. Okay, dig in.
Known for its hearty sandwiches and down-to-earth charm, the restaurant quickly earned its nickname from locals who admired its robust flavors. Over time, the chain expanded to over 60 locations, becoming a familiar name in the bustling urban dining scene.
I've always believed in giving people a lot for a little. No one beats about the check at Beefsteak Charlie. And on Mondays through Fridays for just $9.99, get all the barbecued ribs and chicken you can eat.
However, a merger with Bombay Palace Restaurants in 1985 marked the beginning of its end. By 1987, the once-beloved chain had closed its doors forever, leaving behind memories of simpler dining days. Minnie Pearl's Chicken emerged in the late 60s, inspired by the charm of country comedian Minnie Pearl and gospel singer Mahalia Jackson. Founded by entrepreneur John J. Hooker and his brother Henry, the chain sought to rival established fried chicken brands. Unlike its competitors, each restaurant boasted its own menu and cooking style, offering a varied taste experience.
And of course, plenty of Minnie Pearl's chicken. Plump, tasty, golden brown chicken, fried the old-fashioned way.
Public enthusiasm soared as stock values doubled. Yet, the lack of a unified chicken recipe led to inconsistencies. Financial scrutiny and rapid franchising contributed to operational challenges that ultimately brought the venture to an end. Steak and Ale was the kind of place where you could enjoy a juicy steak without emptying your wallet. It had a warm, cozy vibe, dim lighting, wood-paneled walls, and a salad bar that felt like a little adventure of its own.
Tonight is inescapably.
Well, here's to the great outdoors.
Tonight is unmistakably.
And here's to the great indoors.
Steak and Ale.
The menu was packed with hearty, affordable meals, making it a go-to spot for date nights, family dinners, and casual get-togethers.
Night jitters.
This night will be unforgettable. The feeling's so agreeable.
This night is unmistakably steak and ale.
But as time went on, the competition got tougher and financial troubles started piling up. By the late 2000s, the last Steak and Ale location shut its doors, leaving behind a wave of nostalgia for anyone who had ever dined there. Over the years, there have been whispers of bringing it back.
Oh, that restaurant was founded in Dallas decades ago, went bankrupt in 2008. Last year, the chain announced they'd reopen in Grand Prairie sometime this year. For now, though, those plans have been nixed.
But so far, it remains just a fond memory of the golden era of casual steakhouses. Back in the day, you couldn't take a road trip across America without spotting a Howard Johnson's. Those bright orange roofs were like a beacon for hungry travelers looking for a hearty meal and a cozy place to rest.
It's the original roof?
That is the original orange roof, yes it is.
And you have the weather vane up there still.
Yeah.
Famous for their massive menus. Seriously, they had everything from fried clams to 28 flavors of ice cream. Howard Johnson's was the ultimate roadside stop for families.
It's the big new soda, our Sunday Supreme. Only at Howard Johnson's. Come by real soon. Get a real taste for yourself.
But as fast food chains like McDonald's and Burger King took over, people started craving quick, cheap meals instead of sit-down diners. Little by little, Howard Johnson started disappearing. By the 2000s, only a handful were left, And in 2017, the very last location finally shut its doors.
The last surviving Howard Johnson's restaurant in America has closed. A few years after New England said goodbye to the iconic chain, the final remaining location was in Lake George, New York.
It was the end of an era, but for those who remember, Hojo's will always be a symbol of classic American road trips and comfort food done right. Back in 1957, a new restaurant called Sambo's popped up, and before long, it was everywhere.
Sambo's welcomes 1982 with something no other restaurant has. Family Sam and his 82 specials. For breakfast, 2 eggs, 2 strips of bacon or sausage, and 4 pancakes, only 1 egg.
It quickly became a popular go-to spot for families looking for a hearty breakfast, some classic diner comfort food, and a cozy, welcoming atmosphere.
Sambo's presents a big breakfast.
Breakfast is served.
A big country breakfast, just $1.99.
With its warm booths, stacks of fluffy pancakes, and bottomless coffee, Sambo's felt like the perfect place to kick back and enjoy a good meal.
Oh, Grandpa, it's your birthday. We're taking you to our favorite place for dinner.
To Sambo's.
To Sambo's? Sambo's.
We're going to Sambo's.
But as the years went by, the restaurant's name and branding stirred up controversy. People began speaking out about its problematic associations, and the backlash grew stronger. By the early 80s, the pressure became too much, and most of the locations shut their doors for good. What once seemed like a growing empire of pancakes and late-night diner vibes faded into history, leaving behind only a few memories and old menus tucked away in nostalgia. Imagine walking into a place where the scent of sizzling hot dogs filled the air. Not just any hot dogs, but ones steamed in beer for that extra juicy, mouth-watering flavor. That was Lum's, a restaurant chain that once had food lovers lining up at hundreds of locations across the U.S. It wasn't just about the hot dogs, though. Lum's had this cozy, welcoming vibe that made it feel like your favorite neighborhood hangout.
Easy, Mom. Easy. Okay, I'm in. Now let's get some of that great Lum's food up here on this tray. Look at that guy over there with the chicken making faces at me.
But as time passed, the tides of the restaurant world changed. Fast food was getting faster, people's tastes were shifting, and Lum's struggled to keep up. Financial troubles piled on, and by the 80s, the once-beloved chain had mostly disappeared.
You know why I come to Lum's, good buddy? They grill the steaks just perfect. And the fish fried dinner is so tender and delicious.
Today, it's a nostalgic memory for those lucky enough to have tasted its one-of-a-kind beer-steamed hot dogs. Hot Shops was a beloved fast food haven that captured a slice of true Americana. Founded in Washington, D.C. in 1927 by J. Willard Marriott, it quickly became a local favorite. Over the years, Hot Shops expanded to 70 restaurants in several states and even the District of Columbia. In Arlington, locations like Crystal City, Shirlington, and the well-known Columbia Pike spots were community staples.
At Hot Shops, we cook lean cuts of choice roast beef every day. We bake fresh rolls, muffins, and fruit pies every day.
Locals loved the warm, home-style Southern cooking and friendly atmosphere that made everyone feel like family. Seniors enjoyed special discounts while families gathered for affordable hearty meals. Despite its charm, the rise of modern fast food chains eventually led to changes. By the mid-70s, many Hot Shops were transformed into Roy Rogers restaurants, marking the end of an era. White Coffee Pot Jr. was a unique fast food chain with deep roots in Baltimore's dining scene. Starting in 1929, the White Coffee Pot family inns became a local institution before expanding into a fast food concept during the 60s and 70s.
They're here! Delicious new sub sandwiches at White Coffee Pot Jr. Sub sandwiches you build yourself at our incredible new hot and cold Fixin' Bar.
Their bright, welcoming coffee shops offered more than just coffee. They served hearty meals that reminded customers of home cooking. Competing with national names like Geno's, Denny's, and Friendly's, White Coffee Pot Jr. carved out its own niche. With its warm service and familiar charm, it became a favorite gathering spot. Though the chain eventually closed its doors in 1993, its legacy of friendly food and community spirit still resonates with those who remember its comforting presence. Many still smile recalling its warm, inviting ambiance and unforgettable home-style charm indeed. Valley's Steakhouse began as a small 12-seat cafe opened by Donald Valley in 1933 and grew into a beloved East Coast chain. At its peak, Valley's boasted 32 eateries, offering juicy steaks, fresh lobsters, and classic New England dishes with speedy service. The chain even owned a Wyoming ranch for its own cattle, showing its commitment to quality.
We're at Have a Cow Cattle Company. Owensville is where the cows are, and the restaurant cafe is right here.
Thanksgiving feasts were legendary, with one Braintree location preparing 1,200 pounds of turkey on a busy day. However, economic challenges, rising gas prices, overexpansion, and high taxes after Valley's passing in 1977 took their toll. Despite its rich history and loyal fans, the chain eventually closed its doors in 2000, leaving behind a cherished legacy of hearty meals and community spirit.
The steakhouse isn't calling it quits just yet, saying they are hoping to find another location for their restaurant.
Its memory lives on in every satisfied diner forever. Horn and Hardart Automats revolutionized fast food with their innovative self-service dining experience.
Horn and Hardart. Remember them? More than 100 years ago now, the business revolutionized the way people ordered and ate, but it was their coffee that was a household favorite.
Starting in Philadelphia, New York City, and Baltimore, these automats offered a wide variety of freshly prepared meals behind small windows filled with delicious options. Customers enjoyed the novelty of selecting meals from a display, paying at a counter, and quickly grabbing their food to go. At their height, Horn and Hardart was the largest restaurant chain in the world with 88 locations. Despite attempts to modernize with colorful decor and updated menus in the 60s, competition from emerging fast food chains eventually took its toll.
Well, no, I live in Philadelphia, so as soon as I started to read about it, the first one was in Philadelphia, took off.
The last New York Automat closed in 1991, leaving behind a legacy of creativity, community, and an era when dining was as much about experience as food. A cherished memory remains forever. Leona's was a Chicago-based restaurant chain that became synonymous with affordable yet delicious Italian-American cuisine.
More than 300 restaurants are participating in Restaurant Week in the city and the suburbs,
including one of the oldest and most storied restaurants in Chicago.
In the 80s and 90s, the chain expanded quickly, attracting families and groups who wanted a hearty meal in a comfortable setting. Known for its pasta, pizza, and extensive menu, Leona's once had a significant following. But with the rise of newer competitors and shifting dining preferences, the brand began to fade. As of the mid-2000s, Leona's closed its remaining locations and remains a fond memory for anyone who experienced the comforting meals it provided. Pup and Taco was a lively fast food chain that brought a fun twist to Southern California's dining scene. Started in 1956 by Russell Wendell as a small drive-in serving tacos, hot dogs, and pastrami sandwiches, it quickly became a local favorite.
Delicious chili dogs. Terrific tacos. Just 29 cents at Pup and Taco.
Russell, already known for his big donut stores, expanded his vision by opening the first officially branded Pup and Taco in Pasadena in 1965. The menu was playful and varied, featuring crunchy tacos, tasty tostadas, juicy burgers, and a range of hot dogs or the Pup. Patrons enjoyed classic beverages like RC Cola, root beer, and flavored slushes. With rapid growth to over 60 locations, the chain captured hearts until Taco Bell acquired most stores in 1984, marking the end of an era for many fans. It was loved by everyone forever. Burger Chef began its journey in 1954 in Indianapolis, Indiana, and quickly became a go-to spot for burger lovers across America.
Open wide, America. Burger Chef's got thick, juicy, terrific burgers for you. 100% all beef. We really work hard to serve them hot and delicious.
Known for its signature Big Chef and Super Chef hamburgers, Burger Chef captured the hearts of countless fans with its tasty meals and friendly service. At its peak in 1973, the chain boasted over 1,000 locations, including several in Canada. People enjoyed simple yet satisfying flavors and made Burger Chef a memorable part of many outings.
Gosh, Burger Chef, it's Wolfburger the werewolf. Where can I get delicious burgers? Where can I get fun food? Where, oh where? At Burger Chef.
Though the chain eventually changed hands and slowly became part of the Hardee's family, its nostalgic charm lingered long after the final sign was taken down in 1996. Today, fond memories of Burger Chef continue to bring smiles to those who remember. Indeed, its legacy still warms hearts and inspires nostalgia. Coon Chicken Inn was a small chain of restaurants that opened in the 1920s in America, offering fried chicken and other comfort foods.
Coon Chicken Inn, we aim to please. The best 100% Mammy-made family-style meals. You can taste the love.
Founded by Max and Lester Graham and Adelaide Bird in 1925, it grew to have a few locations in Utah, Seattle, and Portland. The restaurants featured unique and now controversial branding with caricatures that many found offensive over time. Back then, the design and name were seen as playful by some, but changing times led to growing awareness about racial sensitivity. By the late 1950s, public opinion had shifted, and the chain closed its doors.
The Northern Ireland border town was another scene of violence in a black weekend. What started as a peaceful civil rights march turned into a battlefield.
Today, Coon Chicken Inn serves as a reminder of past mistakes and evolving standards in society. Indeed, its story reminds us that cultural perceptions can change, urging all of us to learn from history. DeBrow's Cafeteria was a beloved New York City landmark that served hearty meals for decades. With locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and even Miami Beach, it became a meeting place for workers, union members, and even famous politicians.
The Dino De Laurentiis estate, the city and the ocean, and it's so gorgeous.
Located in the busy heart of the Garment District, the Manhattan location buzzed with energy and conversation. The cafeteria was known for its generous portions, friendly service, and a warm atmosphere where people gathered to enjoy classic comfort food. Stories abound of political rallies and memorable events, including major campaign stops by leaders like John F. Kennedy and Jimmy Carter. Though the last DeBrow's closed in 1985, its legacy lives on in the memories of New Yorkers. Its warm charm and historical significance continue to inspire nostalgic conversations and fond recollections among many.